Did you get a bacon, egg, and cheese though?
Hey, we went to the Okiway and got a chopped cheese. The Okiway, that was flames.
What did you get? What did you get?
Yo, what is good, fam? Welcome to episode 94. It's a great year. That was a great year. We're here with a very special man of the hour.
Hey,
TrapLoreRoss in the building,
The
man.
hip hop historian.
Yeah.
Shout out my man Aaron. It's your boy John here speaking, man.
Yes, sir.
You can catch this episode, of course, on YouTube, Spotify, X,
Whatever.
Instagram, wherever you get your content. That's where you can find us. And yes, we got a special guest, man. The hip hop historian
Straight from
himself,
the UK.
TrapLoreRoss, man. All the way from London town, right?
all the way from London, man. It was a long ass flight. It was a long way, and I got to go back. I got to go back tomorrow.
Yeah,
so,
you've had a busy run the past week.
Man, I feel like I feel like I ain't been sleeping. I swear, I went to bed. I blink, and then I'm at another pod. Just, man,
That's why he's got. That's why.
yeah, I need it. I need the coffee for sure, man. It's like
I saw you.
I was
out
trying to
last
cut down on
night.
coffee, but I needed it. I was out at the strip club with Adam last night.
Oh,
and
word?
Starlets. It was crazy.
Oh
Yeah,
shit.
man. And you stopped by a few pods. Where'd you stop by? Just
Man,
so we know.
quite a few. First thing I did was Vlad, which was obviously that was like a dream come true, man.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Linking up with DJ Vlad was crazy. You know, really, really appreciated the interview. Like we chopped it up for a couple hours afterwards. He was just dropping game.
That's
It was love, man. That was awesome. That was a real dream come true.
That's fire.
Then we did the off the record pod with Academics and Adam and Remo together. So that was a lit conversation.
Did you expect that? Like all of them at the same time?
You
or-
know what? I knew I was going to meet with them, but I wasn't expecting that to be a kind of teaming up type thing. Because like I'd done a few interviews with Adam, but Adam with Ac together and Remo hopped in as well. That was like
a
something
hell of a-
special.
yeah.
It was crazy. And Academics was talking some crazy stuff about Youngboy. He was dropping never before heard Youngboy start like, yo, that interview's crazy. I don't know when that's dropping, but that was crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I
did
saw you
that.
at the Math Hoffa, right?
Hit Math Hoffa, man. We had a very heated conversation over at Math Hoffa. Me and Adam popped up there into the barbershop. But it was a great conversation, man. Got heated, real barbershop talk.
Wow.
But people are going to love that when it drops, man. People are going to really enjoy that convo, for sure.
Jeez.
And then, linked up with Gorilla Nems outside as well yesterday. Obviously, that was just, it was cramming so much stuff in
That's some
yesterday.
real
It was
New
a
York
lot.
shit right there.
Yeah, man.
That's
Nems was in, outside on the block doing the podcast with Nems was lit. And now
that's fire.
I'm here with you guys,
Speaking
man.
of
So
which
here we go
podcast,
for the
man.
big finale, man.
Yeah,
We
man.
appreciate
Love.
you coming, bro.
Yo,
for
what'd
real.
you eat out here, by the way? Because New York is the mecca of certain things. You got your pizza, your bagels, your
Did you get
chopped
a bacon, egg, and
cheese.
cheese though?
Hey, we went to the Okiway and got a chopped cheese. The Okiway, that was flames.
What did you get? What did you get?
The thing is, yeah, back in England, we don't have a chopped cheese. I didn't really know what a chopped cheese was about, so I basically just told him, yo, I need the ultimate chopped cheese, the Okiway, but like you need to break down how that all works, because I thought chopped cheese was just chopped up cheese.
It's
But
basically a
that's on
chopped
another
up
level.
cheeseburger, yeah.
But with the burger, I didn't know it even had meat. I thought it was just a bunch of cheese. I was like, I ain't trying to have that. Just a bunch of different shredded cheese in a sandwich. But no, that was on another level. So that was fire. But
What was the beverage though?
the beverage, man, I was hitting the Snapple iced tea.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no, was it the
Yeah,
Snapple? Yeah, that's the one, man. Slapping,
Okay.
slapping. But yeah, I love it out here, man. The food's fire. But we haven't had I would have liked to have gone to sit down at a few more restaurants and stuff like that. But
when are
There's
you
a lot.
leaving by chance?
I got to leave tomorrow afternoon.
If you can hit Carbone tonight or
Carbone.
even STK or, shit, you can go to a bunch of
Yeah.
sit-down spots that are like
Okay.
legendary.
I'm heading after this. I got a dinner in the city, so I'm
Okay.
trying to get back. I don't know exactly where we're gonna eat yet.
Is this
but-
your first time in New York or?
I came here like 13 years ago. I'd have been like a teenager. So
Okay.
no, this is my first time experiencing it lit.
Nice.
Like
Right,
I
right.
feel like I got the key to the city, man.
Nah,
Everyone's
it feels
welcoming me
good.
in. It's beautiful.
Yeah, welcome. We went to London over the summer. We went to Wireless Festival.
Which was
Yeah, it's
amazing.
lit over there, man. It's lit
I got
wireless.
to, do some camera work for Opium, which was dope. And just that whole experience. I enjoyed my food out there. All the Americans saying that London doesn't have good food.
I liked it.
It's cat, bro.
I like
I
that
had
shit.
some amazing food. I ain't gonna
I mean,
hold
at
you.
least what we had.
London's got good food, but it's like we're not known for our food. We ship that shit in from other places. Then London's where you find the good stuff. You know,
I
what
had
I
a
mean?
good fish and chips. I had a good Indian spot.
Shit
Yeah,
had
the
beans.
Indian slaps in the UK.
Oh,
They
man.
give
my
you the
God.
beans with the breakfast and shit.
Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah,
like
yeah, the
that,
full
yeah.
English breakfast.
I had a tea,
That's what we killing it with a full English breakfast. man.
What's your tea of choice? I know that's a hot topic in UK.
I like a milky tea with one sugar, but I know people be fancy on the Earl Grey tea and shit like that. That's a bit fancy for me. I like an Earl Grey if someone's got it. If I'm somewhere nice,
But Lipton, you're cool with
I like a Lipton. Yeah, just a Lipton, like a English breakfast.
That's
know?
fire. That's
It's
fire.
fire. I like tea, man. In the UK, we got all kinds of teas, man. We got all different kind of brands and just, man.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we're known for. That's the one thing we do right. Like, I'm kind of down on the UK, but like, we got the tea locked down.
Yeah,
One
we
thing I
definitely gotta
will
go
say
back.
though, that there's no AC over there.
And no
Yeah.
ice cubes. No ice
Yeah,
cubes.
no. That's the
like,
thing. Because the whole
what?
thing's an ice cube. The whole country at ice cube.
Yeah.
It's freezing.
When
It's
we
wet.
went, it was hot.
So wireless is like, that's the heat of summer. That's the best time to go though. But then the AC
Bro,
is a myth.
The
bro.
Airbnb was straight fans.
Have you been to wireless?
I've been a few times, man. Way back. Like I used to go to that when I was a teenager and shit.
Damn, how long
I
have you been
seen-
doing that?
I remember I went in like 2013 when it was Jay-Z and Justin Timberlake headlining.
What?
Magna Carta
I've
shit? That
never
was
seen
banging.
Jay-Z, so.
Yeah, it was hard.
I've
Oh, I
never
sang
seen
at
Hov
the
either.
Yankee parade in like 2009. That was cool.
Oh, you went to that?
Yeah.
I wanted to go, but I was too into school. And
Yo,
shit.
let's talk about it. You was talking about your teenage days. What kind of kid were you, man? Coming up, like, what were you doing in school? Like, what were you listening to?
Yeah, I was a weirdo, man. I was a weird little kid. I was a weird kid, man. Because I grew up I was born in sort of south of London, and but my parents moved me down to this small town called Bognor Regis. You'd have never heard of it. It's a very small town. It's near the seaside in England, but it's dead. There's nothing going on there. But I had two older brothers, so they put me onto hip hop when I was young. All I would ever hear growing up was my brothers listening to hip hop, Jay-Z, Biggie, Nas, 50.
Fire.
Oh shit!
And like, so I was a weird guy. I loved that shit because I looked up to my brothers. So I was listening to hip hop, stealing their music, like hiding it under my bed and shit with a Walkman, and listening to that at night. And I didn't really fit in at school because no one was into that stuff. Like, it was my brothers that spent more time in London growing up than me. So I was a weird kid. Like, I was, I had like 50 Cent posters on my wall. People didn't really get it. I remember I'd have been in like, it would have been like third grade or something. There was like school disco, like the school dance.
Right.
And I was like, I want to do a rap at the school dance. And like, me and my friends, I'd have been like 9 years old. Me and my friends made a little rap band, like a little crew. And we like made a song. It was called the Toxic Crew.
The Toxic Crew.
Yeah, man. It was sick. It was sick. But it was some weird shit. Like, I was trying to do stuff like that. I feel like other kids are like, yo, what are you on? Like, this is not the type of place where that's going on. But I was just so influenced. Like, I was saying in another interview, I looked at 50 Cent like a superhero. Like, this guy shot 9 times and survived.
We
Like,
did too.
He was
Right
like
up
Batman.
there. He's right up there,
For
man.
real, man. He was like Batman to me growing up, man. And it was just like, I just wanted to, to him to go from what he came through to going diamond and being a multi-millionaire and creating
And
businesses.
just everything outside of music too. He's
That was
a
super
mogul.
inspiring to me growing up, man. Seeing people like 50 and Jay, like where they'd got to. Like, even though I hadn't come from the circumstances they had come from, I was just looking at these guys like, these are the goats. Like, I want to be living a lifestyle like they are. I want to be successful like they are. So that really inspired me, man. But I didn't really fit in. I was a weird kid for sure.
Okay,
Damn,
man.
I was just bumping the Beatles my whole life until 50 came out.
Yeah, when 50
To be
came
honest.
along, he had the whole Beatles haircut and stuff
Yeah,
like
I had
that.
a little mushroom cut. I don't wanted to be just like woo, like. And then once
Man.
50 came around, I was just fascinated by the music videos and like the way he dressed, just everything.
50 over the Beatles for sure, man. Every day. People think I'm gonna
How
be
about
like
this?
crazy with them.
Let
but
me ask you this: 50 or Wayne?
Wayne to me, but 50
Nice.
up there
Wayne
though.
is
Wayne
my
to me.
guy.
Yeah, we were big,
Yeah,
big,
Wayne's-
big.
Personally,
Wayne
I think Wayne is the greatest hip hop rapper of all time. Yeah.
all
I
time.
remember like that period because like Carter 3, realistically, that was my favorite album for many years.
Yep,
And
mine too.
I remember that era when he was out, like 2008, Lollipop going #1. Had that, I think the Carter 3 at the time had like the biggest hip hop debut.
Yeah,
at
it
the
had like
time.
950,000.
It was
first week.
crazy, and just man, that was just a golden age for me. Like that
Yeah.
music where it was kind of like sort of trap music, T.I., Wayne,
And
Jeezy.
Autotune was
Jeezy,
coming
yeah,
in
Gucci.
to the mix. Autotune was taking
Yeah,
over.
Autotune was becoming cool,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
actually cool again because everyone was always beefing like Jay-Z with like the death of Autotune and
Right,
T-Pain.
right.
They
He
tried to
failed
take
with
him
that
out.
one.
Yeah,
That
Autotune.
Death of Autotune, he
Autotune.
failed with that one. He was
That-
trying to
I
murder
feel like that's
T-Pain.
where we kind of, to me, that's where I kind of, not that I would say I lost my love for Jay, but it was just kind of like, that was when he almost transitioned into that like old head bracket. And it's like, yo, the auto-tune's for the youngsters, like, we're going to be auto-tuning, bro. Like, you can sit
That's
over
for
there.
sure.
You can sit out the auto-tune.
He tried to say Autotune is dead.
Yeah, nah.
And then look, even with Ye, like, how much of a slap in the face is that to Ye for Jay to say auto-tune is dead? And that was Ye's whole thing at the time. But Ye kind of proved that shit was not dead.
Oh,
that
absolutely.
lollipop,
getting
that
started.
lollipop remix though.
Yeah.
Lollipop, breasts is just like Dolly Parton. Yo,
Yeah,
that shit had
yeah.
my middle school going crazy.
Yo,
bro.
how old are you, by chance?
I'm 30 now.
30. So we're around the same age. We're 29. So when Wayne was coming up, that was like, well, Wayne's peak, I would say. That was our like junior, senior year around there.
Yeah, because I'm in 93. So, Yeah, what year would that have been? 08,
Like
93. I'd have been
2009.
15. I'd have been like 15, yeah.
What
Like,
was you bumping in college? Because as we got older, as we went to school and stuff,
Shit changed
did
for
you go
sure.
to school?
yeah, I went to school. I went to college, like,
you
or
know,
university. as we
Travis
say.
Scott started coming
Yeah,
out.
Travis.
Thug.
ASAP Rocky.
Then 2016.
ASAP Rocky was slapping. Yeah, to be honest, like I went to university in 2012, and that was when Chief Keef was like really first coming through. Even and as much as now's not the cool time to say it, like Kendrick. You know, Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe, that was like my jam for when I went to university.
That's fine, you can say it.
Because I moved back to London, I'd have been like 18 and like bumping Kendrick, Chief Keef, shit.
What about Yeezus?
Little
That was
French
during
Montana.
that time too.
To
like,
be honest,
Jesus,
I wouldn't
yeah.
be surprised if you was bumping the whole Chicago. The amount of information you have.
Yeah, man.
Were you like on to the little JoJo's and the Lil J's and Chief Keef?
LA
like,
Capone's.
LA Capone. Yeah, you know what though? I was like, casually, I was definitely a huge Chief Keef fan when he first came out. Like when he had the remix with Ye and all them other like Pusha T and shit hopped on it.
Right.
Like, I was a huge Pusha T fan as well. I mean, he had a few really great mixtapes around that sort of era.
Absolutely.
But like, I would say Chicago. It was like I kind of really got deep into Chicago around the time Von was kind of like picking up a lot of steam because he kind of brought Chicago back around because it's that era, like Chicago drill was really in the golden era, like that 2012 to 2014, and then 2015 16, that's when the whole SoundCloud shit kind of took hold of it. Like I was talking to Adam about this and he was kind of not really active when the first Chicago era happened, 2012. That was when Academics War in Chirac was popping.
Exactly.
for
And
sure.
then Adam really took off with the Lil Pump era, and then the gangster shit came back around, and that's when Adam kind of got tapped in with all the street guys coming on doing interviews and stuff. And Academics had kind of already done that, so he wasn't really on it. But it's just interesting all these eras because you know, some people I feel like they talk like, oh, you know, you're just jumping on what's hot, but it's also a case of like, yo, what the mainstream conversation moves around different genres, it moves, and like
All the time.
if you're a real fan of it, you kind of follow the conversation, like.
Right.
You know, right now the Chicago stuff's kind of back, and there's a lot of talk about it. The SoundCloud stuff kind of died out, but then there's certain artists that keep it booming. You know, your Cartis, your Travis. You know, even people like Yeet.
Were you
there's
a
whole
fan
little
of that
thing over
time,
there.
that 2016, 17 era? Were you a fan of that?
Like the Uzis, the Yachties.
Yeah, I was a fan of Uzi. Travis never really been my thing. Like I've never really been that into Travis myself, but. You know, I get the artistry, like I respect the artistry, whatever personal opinion I have of him, but like it's never really caught me. Like the artist, like I was rocking with like 21 Savage, but early, like when he was when it was really raw, and you could
Dip
hear
Down,
like
song Dip
you could hear
Dip,
like the
that's
smoke
my
alarm
shit.
in the background of his recordings and shit. Like when it's the real early stuff, but early Uzi, yeah, I was rocking with Uzi hard early. The way that he was rapping with the different kind of melodies. I used to really rock with Lil Pump, to be honest. Like House Party, you throw on some Lil Pump.
Absolutely.
That shit
D-Rose,
bangs.
you put on D-Rose and it's over.
80 on my wrist,
D-Rose,
50 on my
D-Rose, yeah, man.
Yeah, nah, that-
like
I was on
Gucci
Famous
Gang,
Dex,
Gucci Gang
too.
go crazy at a party, man. A house party from Gucci Gang, oh shit,
Yeah.
crazy.
Nah, yeah, I was big on Famous Dex too back then.
Famous
Big
Dex was
Famous
slapping,
Dex
yeah,
guy.
man.
It's crazy because in my opinion, I feel like Antidote was the start of the.
Of the mainstream
new-
appeal for sure. for
Antidote's
sure.
hard. Antidote is hard. I
that-
remember hearing that.
I'm big fans of Days Before Rodeo. That's probably my favorite project.
That's
Not
the
even on
raunchy,
DSPs.
still kind of raunchy Travis. Where it wasn't. When I first heard Antidote, I thought that was Sway Lee at first. When I first heard
A
it
lot
on
of
the
people
radio,
thought Sway Lee, Tory Lanez. There's
I
that
was
little
like, "Who's
clip
that?"
of Tory Lanez
sounds like Ray
about
Shremmerd.
a
I heard
white
it in a
Travis.
club for the first time. And I was like, "Who is this?"
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
like, this is hard. This sounds a
Yeah.
little different than what we're used to.
So
'cause,
let me know, when did the YouTube aspect of things come in? Like, how did you get introduced to to making your own videos? Because of course we are fans of certain or subscribe to certain YouTubers. Like, when did you start getting into that?
Yeah, man. Like I always been a creative guy with like media and stuff. Like I always wanted to rap. Like I used to rap in, like I said, I was rapping in school and I was making little songs at university, just messing around. But like
Toxic Crew, yeah.
the Toxic Crew, you know, I was doing my own thing in rap, just having little freestyles and filming it and stuff. You know, that didn't really take off, but I was always just very creative. Like I was down to come up with a wacky music video and shoot it and like go out and make some scenes. You know, I was filming music videos for other rappers in my area because I just loved hip hop. I wanted to be in the space and in the
That's so
scene.
fire.
That sounds a lot like us. Like, I shoot music videos. He does like little music here and there. you know.
Yeah, like I was just trying to do anything I could, and I was doing other stuff. Like at the time, I was living in London. I was doing stand-up comedy, so I'd go and do a little stand-up show. We'd film a little. Me and a few of the guys, we did comedy. Like we'd film a few little sketches or funny little, you know, funny
That's dope.
freestyle. I was doing a couple reaction videos, but none of it was really going anywhere. I wasn't really getting no views, but I was enjoying it. Like I'll do a reaction to something, make a little sketch, film 5 minutes of stand-up, put that out. So like,
And this is the same YouTube channel, or like
this
an
is the
older
same channel. All that shit's unlisted way back, still on the same account, hidden away though, but it's buried deep.
So
Can't
funny.
delete
Buried
it, though.
that
You
shit
can't
deep.
delete
Nah,
it.
I can't. It's too sentimental to delete,
Yeah.
man. Every now and then I'll pop one out and share it with people. But yeah, at a certain point, man, it's like I've always been into hip hop, and you know, a good friend of mine kind of said to me like, "Yo, why don't you talk about some of the stuff you're interested in, like this kind of stories I'd be telling my friends if we were listening to music." And I was kind of like, I don't know if anyone's really trying to hear that. Maybe let me give it a go. So I did a couple videos. Like I did a video about a UK rapper called Russ, Millions. And that didn't really go anywhere, but it was like kind of this storytelling little documentary sort of breaking down one of his music videos, and I was like, okay, I'm kind of liking this format. Then I did the Why Jay-Z Shot His Brother When He Was 12 video, and that just went viral straight away. And that was like, I'd never seen a video get 20K views
Just
in a day.
that title in itself, I would click on it.
Yeah, no,
Why
I
were you
didn't
so
even think of
interested
that.
in that topic, by the way?
I think because I was just such a fan of the music, and it was like my thing would just be like, you'd hear you know what it's like, you hear a lyric and someone's saying something, and you know it's a crazy situation they're talking about. Like that'd just be me and my friends that weren't, or me and my big brothers just talking about, yo, that like, when he says this, he's talking about
Yeah.
It's like that kind of thing. So I was just trying to think of like what story, like if someone was saying, yo, what's a crazy hip hop story I might not have heard, like that would be one I'd think of, or the Gucci Mane self-defense case, or like
crazy.
the 50 Cent Rick Ross, like how they were beefing, and
Right.
so they ended up being some of my first videos. And they just were going viral straight away. 20K views, I think, in the first day of that Jay-Z one, which I'd never seen anything like that before. I'd never seen a video just organically do well. And then, from there, I just kept going, and they just was getting more and more views. Then I did a video on Frank Ocean and his Def Jam deal, how he finessed Def Jam for a lot of money. And that
Shout
ended
out
up
Rocky to bring a light to that.
Yeah, well, I saw that clip of Rocky talking about it, and I was like, oh, damn. Like, I started looking into the situation and reading about the album and his deal. And I was like, this is super interesting. I'm like, yo, let me make this a video. And it's like, it was just like these little moments where a viral clip of Rocky explaining that, and then it's kind of like, yo, that's even deeper than he's even given it credit for. So let me make something out of this.
Right.
And that got like 750K in like a week or something. And that's what got me monetized. And then I was able to start making money off of the YouTube. And, I started working with an editor to just try and speed everything up. And from there, it's just been go ever since.
Yo, I have a real interesting question, because I'm sure a lot of people would love to know like the formula or the ideas that you have going into a video. Like, I'm really impressed with your storytelling. When did that come into play? Have you always had that in you, or did you practice? Did you look up YouTube videos on how to? Because like for me personally, I want to start getting into a certain niche of storytelling. And how did you master that? And like where did you feel like you started mastering it?
Yeah, storytelling's super important, man. I've always been a fan of like movies, other famous documentarians, people like Michael Moore, Louis Theroux, guys that like would really tell great stories, something like Fahrenheit 9/11 as like how he actually breaks down piece by piece what went on and explaining these different theories with interviews. And it's just like being inspired by these other documentary makers that were really great at taking up like an important story and telling it in a way that you can really understand that from scratch. So like for me, my thing, especially recently, is just like I'm trying to break stuff down so much that it's just easy for you to understand. Like I want to make a video where you don't need to know anything about Chief Keef or Chicago drill or this area versus this area. I'm trying to break it down to a level where I could explain it to my mom, who doesn't care about any of this stuff, to like to simplify everything. But then also I feel like that's when you can really get to making an emotionally moving story, when it's like, yo, look, let me explain everybody involved in this story, where everything ended up. People might end up losing their lives, and I'm really trying to draw you in and help you understand like everything about this area. Right. So you see other people kind of doing similar shit to me, like some of the new guys that sort of do the hip hop gangster documentary, and it's kind of just like, oh, this guy shot this guy, but it's like I'm trying to really make you understand emotionally where everyone in the story is coming from.
There's a whole glacier underneath the water that you gotta dive into for sure.
Yeah, but as far as like putting things together, for me, it's like I really try and look at everything there is to a story and like look at the angles maybe other people are overlooking. Like when I did the FBG Duck documentary, I felt like a lot of people maybe overlooked like what his mother was going through, and she was out here making content talking about what she's going through, losing her sons to this gang war. And it's like I got a whole 15-minute segment in that video where I talk about her and like her pain from losing her son to the gang war and getting trolled song after song. You got these guys, Lil Durk, making songs dissing her son, and it's like I'm trying to shine a light on these aspects of these stories that other people maybe don't look at. People are just like, yeah, Von and Durk, and they're all beefing, but it's like, yo, this is deeper than that, and really trying to show people like the human side and beneath the surface of like these situations, because it's realer than just who shot who or who's rapping about who dissed who.
Yeah. a lot of YouTubers, they get lost in that aspect of it, and there's a lot of ridicule that comes with it. You know,
Very true.
being in this space where you are storytelling, essentially people passing away and certain, you know, aspects of gang life, I'm sure that comes with a lot of hot water, bro.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. You know, people, I get death threats and stuff, or like just people saying, I don't know what I'm talking about, or I've got no right to be talking about these things. And look, I understand where people are coming from. Like, I admit that, like, yo, if I'm talking about an area in Chicago that's got gang conflict, I'm not from there. I'm not pretending like I'm from there. I'm not pretending like I'm street or that I'm with that. I'm just over here as a fan of the music and a fan of what's going on, as far as like, you got hit songs that are on the Billboard charts talking about murders that are taking place in real life. I feel like as a fan and as a journalist, we all got a right to understand what's going on. You know, if you're making a song that's got 1 million views about your mans that died, I'm trying to understand who he is. And I'm trying to understand what you guys went through so I can enjoy the music. So I try and tell people, like, there's no disrespect. You know, I get that some people take it the wrong way. Like, you're benefiting off of murders that have happened and that, and it's like, yo, I'm trying to do.
Say that,
I'm trying to do quality journalism about stuff that I think's important, and all of these guys that are involved in these situations, they would agree, like, yo, what we're going through is super important. Like, you should shine a light on what we're going on here. But I think sometimes it's like more people on the internet behind a screen hating rather than people. Often I meet people really involved, and they're like, no, appreciate you.
And it's
Because
all
it's
public
nothing
information,
personal.
and all that stuff that you're talking about it's not like it's all public information already. You're just doing your research at the end of the day.
It just so happens that you have a pretty decent platform where people are willing to pay attention to it. And like you said, it's journalism at the end of the day. If there's a aspect in music, it's a popular genre, and there's turmoil behind those songs, and there's a whole storyline to be told, people want to hear that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, and you know, at the same time, it's like, I didn't invent drill music or the era that we're going through right now. Like, gangster rap and drill music, it's as real as it's ever been. It's as popular as it's ever been. And if millions of people are listening to the music, there's going to be 1 or 2 people breaking it down for everyone. And that ain't such a bad thing. That's me. That's what I'm here for. And I got no bad intentions. You know, I'm not here to disrespect anyone or try and put something negative on the scene. I'm really just trying to shine a spotlight on what I think are the hip hop stories that people are going to be talking about for years to come.
Yeah, and it's not like it doesn't help out those certain artists and their families. Like, there's certain artists that are legends because you spoke about them. That, you know,
that's crazy to say that, man. But you know, I think you know, when I put together something that's got multiple millions of views, it's kind of like that's an impact. That's multiple millions of people that might be discovering that song for the first time.
That's streams. That's YouTube revenue. Yep.
And I don't use the songs in my videos, so I think a lot of people say to me, "Yo, I watched that video and I went away and I got 10 new songs to listen to." And I'd love to hear that because I'm a fan of this stuff too, man. If I can make a video and make you a fan of someone you never rocked with before, like, that's a W to me.
Yeah, nah, that King Von video. And it got taken down, and then I was like 2 hours in, shit got taken down. And I was like, I gotta pay for the Patreon.
Yeah, you gotta hit that Patreon.
Yeah, you already know. I had to, bro.
Definitely
that
plug
shit,
the Patreon. Yeah,
like the amount of detail that you put into that is, I don't even know how you did it, bro. It's very impressive, bro.
Well, you know, it's pure passion though, man. Like, I literally went all the way to the back and I read every single King Von tweet that the man ever made.
Insane tweet.
Every tweet. I read all of them, and every time I'm reading them, I'm looking at the date and I'm seeing if anything went down on that date, and I'm trying to work it all out. And that's from me being a fan of On. Like, some people, like, I got some crazy comments one time where people were like, "Yo, I bet this guy can't even name 3 King Von songs." It's like the idea that I'm not a fan, like I've got Von tatted, bro. Like, I'm a super Von fan. I'm crazy about Von.
That's hard.
In spite of what he did for hip hop, and even like what he did for me as far as like the amount of blood, sweat, and tears that I put in, like, understanding this guy's story, like, you can't fake that, man. So, you know, that came from a place of, like, I really fucked with him. I could tell he was something special in this industry. He's somebody that they're going to talk about for 10, 20 years. And, like, bruh, it's like I can't please everyone. You know what I'm saying? The people that rock with that video love it. And the people that don't like it, there's nothing I can say, really.
Talk about the process, too, because your videos are 3, 4, 5 hours long. Yeah. I can imagine these days ChatGPT can help a little bit. I don't know if you use ChatGPT.
ChatGPT kind of trash, man. It be telling you lies.
Too service level.
Okay.
Yeah.
But tell us about that whole process, because, like you said, you go into the tweets, literally every King Von tweet. I'm sure you're on Google with the search by year.
Yeah.
Like,
the export time gotta be crazy.
Because he does documentaries too. He's got a 50 Cent doc with like 8 million views. Like,
Big
and
fan.
his process is super long.
I think I've
can
seen that one,
imagine
yeah, it's
yours
Big fan, yeah.
is super long.
Yeah, man. Like my thing is, I'm trying to just see everything. So obviously, like I say, I read all the tweets. You know, I done listened to every single Von song, including features. Read the lyrics, looked into every lyric. You know, like I say, every interview, any interview that Von did while he was alive, we watched, we broke it down. You know, any lyric, every police report for any of those murders that I talk about, every single, you know, any posts on Chiracology, Reddit, Twitter, any website. We just read all of that, put that all into a document, create a timeline, and then I kind of write up the script and the storyline and the narrative as far as like how I think the story is best told, and I piece it together that way and explain it. But that's kind of the process, really.
How do you know when you're done?
For me, I know when I'm done.
That's
I know when I'm done. If I'm still watching interviews and I'm reading articles and I start just seeing the same stuff over and over again, if I see every time, if it's like 3-4 things in a row and it's just like, oh, I knew that, I already knew that, then I know, okay, I think I've done everything there is to know about this topic.
Okay, because for me personally, that's to wrap it all up is probably the hardest thing for me, because like you feel like you're done, and then the next day you'll see a clip and you'll see a post like, oh fuck, I forgot to include that.
It's
like, you gotta go
tricky.
back. You know what I'm saying?
Do you try to leave like a caveat at the end, like a little message or anything like that?
I always try and put like a positive message at the end. Like I always write a conclusion. Like often that'll be me saying something like "Stop the violence" or like the Tay Savage. I'm kind of talking about how he's focused on his religion and doing positive stuff, pushing peace. And I try and put that in at the end because I think it's it's responsible to kind of leave like a positive message at the end of the video and just show people it's not all about the negativity. So that's something that's really important to me to put in there. But also like I try and inject that message throughout the video, give people an understanding of like why things are the way they are. You know, it's not all about the negativity. Who did what? Sometimes it's like, yo, why are these projects in Chicago so messed up? Like, where's the money? You know, why are these communities going through so much shit? Who's really responsible? And like, I'm trying to do more stuff where I'm talking about maybe the politics behind the music, but that's something I'm going for the future.
Okay, okay. Yeah, there's certain things that happen after a doc comes out, like the NBA Youngboy situation. What are your thoughts on him going back to jail, bro?
Man, it's sad. You know, all that guy wants to do is be free. He's been on house arrest for a ridiculous amount of years already.
Crazy.
And, he already beat one of his cases. The thing they're trying to charge him with, it's not that big a deal, man. He was filming a music video, holding a gun that he shouldn't have been holding. But that's the image that he's got to portray. I feel like they should have some sympathy. And then this thing, clearly he's going through a lot of stuff and he's resorting to drugs, unfortunately, to cope with it. And it's a real shame.
Yeah, I wanted to speak on that. I feel like the arrest happened because there was some drug operation going on with some pharmacies.
Yeah.
I feel like if that's true, that's a damn shame, bro.
How's he doing the phone calls? That's what they were saying. He was literally, it's him on the phone. Like, bro, you're the most famous rapper out here. Like, how are you getting caught up in this?
But I don't think he would get certain medical terminology, correct. I'm not gonna lie, especially on a phone call with a pharmacist.
He asking the wrong questions.
All right, so we got the hot tizzits.
Okay.
All right, so they kind of spicy.
They unfiltered.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see what they got. So, boom, hot takes. My man said, who is the Mount Rushmore of Chicago drill?
Got to be Keef, Dirk, Von, G Herbo.
Okay.
Can you only have four?
Okay. Yeah.
What did I say? Chief, Von, Dirk,
Herbo.
Okay. Is there anyone else that you could really say is up there with them?
I personally would replace Herbo with Fredo. Not even.
I could see that.
Shit, but like just
as far as a legendary figure in the scene, yeah, for sure. But I'll be rocking with Herbo, man. Herbo's got some bangers. Don't sleep on Herbo for sure.
Okay. Somebody said Don Toliver is gonna make it to that Travis Scott level in a couple years' time. I feel like he already's almost.
I probably already put him up there. I like Don Toliver, man.
I think he's in his Astro World era right now. Like, if I don't know if you've seen his.
You're not feeling him. You're not
rocking
with him.
You don't really like Don like that for some reason.
I've given him so many chances at shows. Like, I work a lot of shows, so I've given him. I don't know.
I feel like right now, did you see his Rolling Loud performance, the recent one? That the energy that he's giving and just the stage presence, it's there, bro.
No, I'll rock with him.
Favorite video that you've made, or something that's special to you?
Yeah, the recent documentary I just did on London on a UK rapper called Suspects, probably my favorite that I did so far. It's it's down right now. I got to fix a couple problems with that, but it's still up on. I got it on the Clips channel. It's on my Patreon. But yeah, the London documentary, just because it's kind of personal, it's close to home. I went to the hoods that were involved in the video, and it was just a crazy story. It's a deep story, man. So probably the Suspect one.
Quick
Okay.
question: How do you deal with the YouTube strikes and all that? Like, have you had any
That's gotta be
scares?
tough.
Yeah, hella
I've
scares.
personally been like, I've had so many
I
scares.
hate how years down the
it's a
line
nightmare,
they'll
bro.
manually go into it, even
They
though
do,
it's,
yeah, they do, bro. It's just
You've
name of
had
the
any
game.
scares like
Just
that?
had one this week, man. I lost that suspect video. Got demonetized. That's the problem, man. 4-hour video and it gets demonetized. That's a big problem. So, but I'll be ready to re-edit that. I'll re-upload it.
Right.
Like they're not gonna stop me eating forever. You know what I'm saying? I
Thank
worked
you.
hard on this, but you just got to keep it moving. Sometimes you got to let a video go, man.
Yeah.
It's a peak. It's an L, but it's like you just got to let
Patrick
that shit
CC goes through that a
go.
lot.
Yeah. I spoke to Pat a couple times. Yeah. I know how it is.
Yeah, we got like 2 more. A UK/US collab that you would want to see happen. That's a good one.
I'd want to see.
Mm.
I want to see Pot of Paper with Rick Ross.
Potter paper.
Yeah. UK
Potter
rapper.
paper.
He's popping.
You
He's
gotta
the
put
guy.
me
He's the
on.
guy when it comes to hip hop in the UK.
With
Pot of
Rick
Paper.
Ross? You a
With
Ross
Rick
fan
Ross.
like that?
Wow.
You know what? It's just them two with their style and the way they mix up. I know that Ross kind of fucks with Potter, so like
Okay.
that would be crazy. They're both on some mobster,
Yeah.
low key but like vibe type
Right.
shit. You know?
Okay. Well, man said Metro Boomin needs to stop taking Drake's orders and rap already.
Yeah, I agree. You need some fix up some new drums, man. Get the 808s popping. That's all he's good for.
Okay, we got one more. Lil Uzi is about to hit a new level of fame.
He's already
Whoa.
at the top of the fame food chain. I feel like Uzi's just holding it down, man. He got the motion.
Could he get another level? I don't know about all that. But
Well, probably with the antics he's doing, you know. I don't judge, but it probably has to do with that. you
Yes.
know?
I can see it, man. I fuck with Uzi, but
Yeah, I
yeah,
fuck
man,
with
that's
Uzi
the hot
heavy.
takes for today.
Hey,
Hey.
we're gonna
boy,
wrap it
thank
up.
you,
We're
bro.
just saying we appreciate
you.
you, dog. Thank you for coming out to Long Island.
For
Speaking
sure.
of which, podcast
Episode 94.
TrapLoreRoss, the hip hop historian, man. Make sure you subscribe, like this, and tell your mama about it.
Let's get it.
it's lit. I appreciate you guys, man. Sorry I didn't have more time.
I'm in town, yeah. Party's